Okay, so this is how Citrix Studio looks like after the site creation, right? So as you can see, we are getting multiple options here, right? To manage our site. So the first option is machine catalog. So what is machine catalog? So machine catalogs, it is the collection of physical or the virtual machines. Means whatever the virtual machines you will create in your on your hypervisor, all those virtual machines will get listed here. And what is delivery group? With the help of delivery groups, we can publish the machine catalogs or the virtual machines to our end users. So those both topics we will cover with the practicals. And from here, you can publish the applications to your end users. From the policies, you can restrict your user to use the clipboard function or any other copy function to copy data from your virtual machine to their personal devices. So we will configure some Citrix policies for the same. So right now there is no policy here. One default policy you can see unfiltered one. Into the logging, whatever your engineers are doing, okay, in your infra, all those logs will get listed here. So as you can see, this is my user account ms185426, and what operations I perform? I set up the database, I created the site, I created a full desktop deployment, right? And the start and end time, status, successful or failed, whatever it is, each and every logs you will get here. Okay, whatever your engineers are doing in your studio, you will get each and everything. Now coming to the configuration part. Into the configuration, just give me a minute. So into the configuration part, the first tab is administrator. So you can add or you can create Citrix administrator, right? You can select any user, like let me select one user. So this is my user. I selected this, and on the scope, click on next. Now I can define the role for this engineer. I can create only delivery group administrator. I can create that user as a full administrator. I can create user as a help desk. So help desk engineers will be able to see the things only. They are not allowed to modify anything in your studio. On host administrator, like who can manage host means your hypervisor. Okay, you can create the host administrator. You can create the machine catalog, or you can also create the read only administrator. Means read only administrator, those guys will be able to read only. They means they cannot modify the stuff, right? So you can select any role. So let me select one role here, like read only administrator. Okay, simply click on next, and you can enable or disable the administrator from here and finish it. So now I am having one more user, and the role for this user is read only. Like this user will not be able to modify any settings in my site. Now coming to the controllers. So this is the delivery controller. Right now we only having one delivery controller in our site, but in production you will get list of delivery controllers, like maybe 5 or 10 or more, okay, in a single site. Coming to the hosting part, host means the hypervisor which is hosting all the applications and desktop. So in our case, our host is Gen Server 01. In production, you will get hundreds of hypervisors, okay, and you can if you have any other host or hypervisor, you can add that host from here, add connection, right? Then you can select the new one. Then you can select, if it is from VMware, you can select VMware. You have to provide some details and simply click on next, and then you will be able to add that hypervisor. Into the licensing, license server should be there. We have installed license server in the local machine. So as you can see, right now we are having some license. No license, actually we are having zero license, right? So this is a kind of outdated ISO, and I have not enabled internet connection in that machine, right? So That is the only reason the upload was failed. So with this tab, you can allocate the license, you can add the license, you can change the license server, or also you can edit the production addition. If I click here, you can see right now it's a premium version, right? You can select on advanced or standard, right? So whatever the license you have, you can allocate the license. If you have any license key, you can click on add license. You have to browse for that license file and you can upload it. If you have any license code, you can select first option. You can enter the license access code. Okay. Now coming to the storefront. So storefront is nothing. It is just a web page for end user. We will create storefront in upcoming sessions, right? Why? Because for our end users, we must have to provide some URL. So that URL we will create on the storefront server. App be publishing. This is not for you guys right now because we will publish applications with our Gen server only. Coming to the zones, like it is a kind of GUI presentation. Like if you have one data center in USA or one data center in Canada, so you will be able to locate with that graphical kind of view. Okay. So now point comes here, how to create the machine catalog, right? So machine catalogs are nothing. It is the collections of the virtual machines or maybe physical machines, right? So now what we have to do before creating any virtual machine catalog, first we have to create the master image, right? So as per the presentation, first we have to create one master image and then we will create the machine catalogs from that master image, and then we will create delivery group to publish that machine catalog to the end users, right? So now we can create one master image. So to create the master image, what we can do, again go to the hypervisor where it is. Okay, now let me quickly create one machine. Quick create, and let me rename this machine to like server 2K19 hyphen master. So that will be my master image for Windows Server. Okay, so let's wait for this. So basically, in production, you will find multiple departments are there, like HR department, IT department, right? Or maybe some other department, right? So, and you will get a request from end users to publish a new desktop for HR team or for finance team, right? So, in to publish any application or the desktop to end user, what we simply do, we simply create one master image for HR team. Like for an example, let me make it master, like not for HR, for IT team. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating one master image in which all the applications will be there. I will install each and every application which is required for my IT team, right? So in future, whenever I will get some request, like we have got 10 new joiners in the IT team. So with that master image, with a single click, I can create 10 virtual machines within a minute by copying that master image, right? So right now we are simply configuring the master image. So to do the same, first we have to join that machine into our domain. So joining the machine into domain, it is a very basic stuff. So here, let's name it server 2K19 hyphen M for master, and let me make it IT for identification, like that will be for the IT team. I'm simply joining the machine into my domain. So only that session it will be a lengthy one. Why? Because we have to install few applications in this machine, right? And then we have to configure this machine as a master image. So after that, machine creation, like how to create machine catalog and delivery group, these are the only 20 minutes or 30-minute task. So now this machine is in my domain. Restart now. Guys, any doubt, any question why we are creating the master image? Hello?
All good.
We are simply creating one master image in which we are creating, let's suppose we are creating the master image for IT team, right? So whatever the applications are required for IT team, we will install each and everything in this master image. And for future, we are creating the master image. Why? Because if in future, if you get some requirements to create thousands of virtual machines, right, for end users, so it is not a good deal like, you will go to the VMware, then you will create new virtual machine, then you join that machine to domain, then again and again you have to install thousands of applications on, applications on thousands of virtual machines, right? So that is not a good practice. So to save our time, we only invest few hours on the master image. Then in future, we will be good to create hundreds of virtual machine with that single master image. So what I did, I simply joined that machine into my domain. And now I have to install few applications, right? So, and these application I will publish to my end user, right? So let me open the share path on which I have copied few applications. So this is my shared path. So let's do one thing. We can pick up the WinRAR. I'm just keeping installing some demo applications only. And then let's take this free version of Office 365, not 365, that is Kingsoft Office, that do not require any license. And let me install that Tor browser. Also, we can take the, where is Google Chrome? Okay, Google Chrome. So what I did, I picked up few applications which needs to be installed in my master image. In production, you will get hundreds of applications like Microsoft Teams, Outlook, Excel, or WinRAR, or Adobe Reader, right? You will get hundreds of applications over there. But we are just learning, so we are keeping the thing simple. So we are installing few basic applications only, right? So first install the WinRAR. Okay, WinRAR is done. Then let's delete this WinRAR now. Now let's install that free Office. Okay, guys, so you are getting the point what I'm doing right now? Any doubt?
Yes, no, it's all straightforward. It's just one question. Like in our infra, there is in Active Directory there are OUs. For example, for Word, there's an OU. So if a
Mm-hmm.
new user comes, you add that user to that OU, and that gives a Word document in its Citrix environment. So is this the same thing we're doing here?
No, no, actually, that, like for an example, I will show
Yeah,
you. Let me complete that installation part first.
sure, sure.
So on the OU, now, we configure some group policies as well. Those policies may be department wise, like we have to restrict the user as per the user profile, right? So that I will show you how to do that. But right now there is nothing to do with the OU for a master image creation, right? With the OU, we will restrict the user to access the master images.
Okay, I see.
Okay, I think Chrome is almost done. Perfect. And now let me install this one also. So I have installed the four additional application in my master image. Okay, so I do not want to run the browser. Click on finish. Let's delete this. I think I made the mistake. I have installed that Tor browser on my desktop only, right? So again, I have to install this. Why I'm picking up the Tor browser, I will show you when we will be publishing the applications to our end users. Yeah, Narayan, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Where is
sir.
Srinu? Hello?
Yes, I don't know, sir.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so now Tor browser installation has been done, right? So let me finish this stuff. I just installed few demo applications, which I will publish to my end users, right? So now we are good to configure this machine as a master image. So to configure any machine as a master image, you will get one single ISO file from Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop. Mount that ISO file, then open the File Explorer. And here, simply run that ISO media. So in the start, what we did, we have configured the delivery controller, we have configured the site. Now in this video and in this session, we will create the this machine as a master image. So again, what we have to do, we have to publish both the things like virtual application and desktop both. So I will go with the second option. Now delivery controller we already configure. Studio we have. Director license server we have already configured on our delivery controller. Storefront we will configure soon. Now what we have to do, we have to install the virtual delivery agent here in this machine to configure this as a master image. So click here. Now you are getting three options. Create the master image using MCS. If you are using Citrix provisioning services, you can select the second option. And if you are using any physical machine, in that case, you can select this option. Right now, we are with the Citrix MCS, so I will go with the first option. Next. Now, virtual delivery agent installation is required and Citrix Workspace is optional. Like if you do not want to install Citrix Workspace app in your machine, you can uncheck this box, right? So basically it is not required in virtual machine, but if you want, you can select. I'm not selecting this. Next. Now these are the default tools like Citrix profile management and some plugins are there. And if you are using Outlook or any other services, you can select those add-ons, but these are optional. So we will go with the default one only. Click on next. Now it is asking to add the delivery controller. So in our case, our delivery controller is tdc-01.abc.com. Click on test connection. It is connected. It's green now. Click on add. So we have added one delivery controller for this master image. Now if you want to use Windows Remote Assistant, you can use it. So let me check this. If you want real-time audio transport, like if you are using Zoom or Microsoft Teams inside VDI, you can check that box, but we are not going to use any calling feature, so it is fine. Very, very important, the port numbers, that port number 14942598, multiple port numbers are there. I am having one more document. You will get definition of each and every port, like for which service these port number are getting used. Now here is a summary what we have selected. This will be the installation directory. Prerequisites are there. Then our core component is virtual delivery agent. These are the additional component. This is our delivery controller. Feature we are taking remote assistant, and these are the UDP port 1494 and TCP ports are listed here. Simply click on install. So after this installation, our machine will be configured as a master image. So basically, what is VDA agent that we are installing here? So VDA agent, it is responsible to create communication from any virtual machine or physical machine to the delivery controller, right? So delivery controller will know like how many machines are there with virtual delivery agent and how many machines are the master images. So again, that installation will take some time, and then we will create the machine catalog. Again, it will ask for reboot maybe one time or two times. So I will reboot the machine. So in the meantime, let me show you guys some theory part as well. Okay. So basically, we have configured the delivery controller, right? So basically, delivery controller, it is a kind of, central management component, and it is a kind of mastermind for the Citrix data centers. Now coming to the site database, I already explained in Citrix, we are having three database like site, monitoring and logging. VDA agent, we have installed on the master image. So basically that VDA agent, it should be installed on each and every virtual machine which is connected in Citrix infra. And basically that VDA enables that particular machine to register it with the delivery controller. So that is the only task of the VDA agent. Coming to the storefront, as I told you, storefront is it is a web page for end user. right? Or you can consider this as a interface for end user to manage the applications. Static receiver or workspace, it is a client that we have to install on our end user laptop or desktop, and it is responsible to create a secure connection to the virtual machines with port number. Like if it's on HTTP, port number will be 80, and for HTTPS, port number will be 443. Studio, it is a kind of management console or GUI management console. With the help of, you can create the machine catalogs, you can configure the site, you can manage the site, those kind of operations we can perform, right? Uh, After this, we will create the machine catalog with the help of Citrix Studio only. Director, it is for the remote troubleshooting perspective. It allows the administrators to take a remote of the virtual machines, to control the virtual machine, to troubleshoot the virtual machines. License server, it is for the licensing. And in this machine catalog, as I told you, it is a collection of physical or virtual machines, and you can manage all the virtual machines as a single console or a single uh, entity. Now, coming to the operating system type, right? So, machine catalogs types are in Citrix, we are having three types of machine catalogs, right? So, first one is server OS. Server OS means the server machine, Windows Server 2016, 2019, or 2022. Second is desktop operating system machine. Desktop operating system machine means single session OS machine. That means Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11. And third one, we are having the remote PC access, means if we are having any physical machine which is located in infra, right? So we have to configure this as a remote PC access. Delivery group, as I told you, delivery groups, with the help of delivery groups, we can specify like which user can access which virtual machine or the applications. So I'm just explaining all those things in a general way, but in this document, each and everything is written with the definitions. I will share that document with you. With the help of application group, we can publish the applications to the end users. Now, these are some scenario-based questions that I will explain after the lab setup only, because right now it will be quite complicated for you to understand the things, right? So it's a huge document for 70 pages. I will share once we will configure the data center. So let's go back. Okay, they're asking to reboot. Let me reboot. Okay, guys, it will take some time. And so what I'm doing, I'm putting myself on mute for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, then we'll continue. Okay, guys,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that installation, it is still going on and we are having only 3 minutes in this session. Okay. So what I will do, just take a break for 5 minutes, right? And once this installation will finish now, then I will share new invite to you. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
still completing the installation. So, and what I will do, it's we will connect after exact 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.